Welcome to our deep dive into Europe's most troubled nations. Today, we'll explore these challenges, dig into the factors that contributed to their current state, and hopefully come out on the other side with a slightly better understanding of this complex, ever-evolving continent. We're going to be hopping around the map a fair bit, from the sun-drenched shores of Greece to the, well, slightly less sunny streets of Minsk. So buckle up, grab a beverage of your choice. I highly recommend something with a high alcohol content for this one, and let's dive into the stories of Europe's most troubled nations. Greece, land of ancient ruins, stunning beaches, and a debt crisis that nearly brought down the Eurozone. Remember 2009? Lehman Brothers imploded and Greece was on the brink. Years of overspending and creative accounting left Greece with unpayable debt. Enter the Troika with a massive rescue package, but it came with strings attached. Industrial-strength strings enforcing brutal austerity. Imagine slashed wages, hiked taxes, and cut services. That was the reality for millions of Greeks. The Greek crisis was a wake-up call for the Eurozone. Next, we find ourselves in Italy, a country that's often described as too big to fail, too difficult to fix. Italy is an economic powerhouse with a rich cultural heritage, delicious food, and a knack for producing luxury sports cars. But beneath that glamorous facade lies a country grappling with some serious structural issues. We're talking chronic low growth, a mountain of public debt, and a political system that's about as stable as a Jenga tower built on a roller coaster. Then, just when you thought things couldn't get any messier, COVID hit. Italy was one of the first European countries to be slammed by the pandemic, and the economic fallout was brutal. Tourism, a cornerstone of the Italian economy, evaporated overnight. Businesses were forced to close, and unemployment soared. The good news is Italy isn't one to back down from a challenge. But the road ahead is long, and the challenges are immense. From the land of pasta and questionable political stability, we move on to Spain, a country known for its stunning beaches, vibrant culture, and, oh right, that whole financial crisis thing back in the late 2000s. Spain's economy, much like a beachside condo built on a foundation of sandcastles, wasn't quite as robust as it appeared. They'd enjoyed a decade-long construction boom fueled by cheap credit and a whole lot of optimism. But when the global financial crisis hit, that bubble burst with the force of a rogue wave at a paella festival. Spain's story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of unsustainable economic booms, the importance of diversification, and the inherent awkwardness of trying to divide a plate of paella equally. Let's be honest, when it comes to troubled European nations, Portugal often gets overlooked. But don't let their unassuming demeanor fool you. Portugal has a story to tell, one of economic crisis, impressive recovery, and the ever-present threat of slipping back into the abyss. Remember the Troika? Those financial superheroes we met back in Greece? Well, they made a pit stop in Portugal too, armed with a bailout package and a stern talking to about their spending habits. And to Portugal's credit, they took their medicine, implemented tough austerity measures, and emerged from the crisis with a newfound sense of fiscal responsibility. In fact, for a while there, Portugal was the poster child for economic recovery. Tourism boomed, foreign investment flowed in, and they even managed to pull off the seemingly impossible feat of being both fiscally responsible and incredibly charming. But lately, those good vibes have started to fade. The global pandemic hit Portugal's tourism industry like a rogue wave. Their economy is once again teetering on the edge of recession. So, can Portugal recapture the magic of their post-crisis boom? Only time will tell. Ireland, the Emerald Isle, land of Guinness and breathtaking landscapes. Remember the Celtic tiger, that period of rapid economic growth in the late 20th century? It was like Ireland had won the lottery, but then the economy took a tumble. A housing bubble burst, banks collapsed, and the luck of the Irish ran out. Enter the Troika with their bailout packages and stern lectures. Ireland took their medicine, implemented reforms, and pulled back from the brink. But the Celtic tiger was tamed, replaced by a cautious economic climate. Ireland's future is shaped by global forces, Brexit, and past excesses. We now turn our attention eastward, to Ukraine, a nation grappling with challenges far more immediate and existential than economic woes. For years, Ukraine has been caught in a geopolitical tug-of-war between Russia and the West, a struggle for influence and control that has had devastating consequences for the Ukrainian people. Ukraine's story is a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict, the importance of international solidarity, and the indomitable spirit of a people determined to forge their own path no matter the obstacles. From a nation at war to a nation seemingly at war with itself, we arrive in Belarus, often referred to as Europe's last dictatorship. This is a country where dissent is silenced, elections are rigged, and the president, Alexander Lukashenko, rules with an iron fist. For over 25 years, Lukashenko has held on to power, crushing any opposition, stifling free speech, and generally making Belarus a less than ideal place to be a journalist, activist, or anyone with even a passing interest in democracy. But in 2020, something remarkable happened. The Belarusian people, fed up with the corruption, the repression, and the ever-present feeling that their country was stuck in a time warp, took to the streets in protest. Hundreds of thousands of Belarusians, from all walks of life, united in their demand for change, for freedom, for a chance to finally have a say in how their country is run. The regime's response was swift and brutal. Belarus today is a country on edge, caught between a brutal regime clinging to power and a population yearning for change. And finally we arrive in Turkey, a country that straddles two continents, both geographically and metaphorically. Turkey is a nation at a crossroads, pulled between its secular past and its increasingly authoritarian present, between its desire for closer ties with the West and its growing ambitions on the world stage. Once hailed as a model of democratic transition in the Muslim world, Turkey, under the increasingly autocratic rule of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has taken a sharp turn towards authoritarianism. Freedom of the press has been curtailed, dissent is silenced, and political opponents find themselves facing trumped-up charges and lengthy prison sentences. The Turkish economy, once a shining star, has been battered by a currency crisis, soaring inflation, and a series of questionable economic policies. Turkey's future is uncertain, its path forward fraught with challenges, but one thing is for sure. Turkey, with its strategic importance, its complex history, and its vibrant, resilient people, will continue to be a country to watch. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Europe's most troubled nations. Amidst the economic turmoil, the political instability, and the very real human suffering, there are glimmers of hope. The story of Europe is far from over, and the chapters yet to be written are filled with possibility. Stay tuned for more in-depth analyses and updates on global issues. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.